Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading. Wow, the minute I sat down, I walked around the table, I put the camera on, I sat down, I got ready to do your reading. All of a sudden, like my right ear just went into like this high pitch, and now it's gone. And now it's gone. Now it's gone. It was so weird. It was just welcome to your reading, and whoo, my ear just went right up high, and now it's gone. So there we go. How are you doing, Aquarius, my aqua babies? My water crystals of the divine universe. How you doing, my friends? Are you ready for a reading? We're going to see what your blind spot is. It's general, so it may or may not resonate. If it does resonate and you're drawn to it, there will be an extended. The link to that is at the top of the description within this video. I'm using some different cards for you. Of course, Aquarius is different, so we got to do it different. I sat down to do the reading, kind of expecting I was going to do it as I've done it for everybody this week. And then I was drawn to, actually, I had to move I have these like plexiglass units that I have my cards in, and people will ask, where did you get them? They are old. They used to hold, they're repurposed from, I think it was a MAC cosmetics store where they kept makeup brushes and makeup and all sorts of stuff. So it's a repurposed thing. You can't order it online. I don't know. So anyway, so I had to move one of them because I was drawn to two decks. Curious. I don't know how it's going to go. So I'm the Good Tarot. I haven't picked this up in a dog's age. And I'm supposed to use it like I would the Oracle deck, the Energy Oracle deck that I've been using. So I'm going to do that. And then I was called to use my Book of Thoth. I don't know that I've even done it for a reading on YouTube yet. I might have. I don't know. If I did, it was like once or twice. So I bought this deck because, and see, I've even got writing on it. It's all written in French. My French is terrible. Unless I live there and then I have to learn how to order food, and I get really good with my French. But this is a reproduction. What I was able to find, and you know, there's so much debate around it, the closest thing to the most original tarot deck. A faithful reproduction of the Grand Jeu de l'Oracle des Dames Paris, 1870, the Book of Thoth. So that's what we have here. And it's interesting because it's not like your typical tarot. There are cards in here, particularly for major arcana, that are not represented in the tarot that we use today, and kind of vice versa. So this is going to be interesting. What is your blind spot, Aquarius? I tell you, my blind spot was coming into this reading. Totally unexpected. Let's see, babies. Let's see. It's one of those, it's an unexpected day too. Actually, the whole day is. Lily was supposed to go to the groomer on Wednesday. I drove her there. I got there. She didn't have an appointment. I'm like, well, what happened? So obviously when I made the appointment, they didn't put it in the computer. So she ended up last minute appointment this morning. And then I have another appointment this afternoon. And then I go to my son's school to lunch. It turned into one of those days where I had nothing on the calendar, and now it's crazy. So you just come into this unexpected energy, Aquarius, or you're adding to it, or my day is reflective of your reading. Let's see. All right, blind spot for Aquarius. It's too funny, right? Like the ear buzzing. Well, okay. As soon as I sat down, and it's just like Aquarius, the ones that really tap into the universe and get the downloads. Almost like my ear was clearing space for your download. Wow. Boy, this is a great card. Your blind spot's awesome, huh? You got the 10 of water. You got the 10 of cups. Happy Buddha. Happy Buddha. Ooh, this is a very happy space. Very, very happy space. What's at the bottom? The Ace of Fire, Inspiration, Page of Earth, King of Air. Wow. Clarity, movement, combustion. I'm hearing combustion. Maybe that has something to do with the Ace of Fire. Oh, there's something. Wait, I'm going to have to wait. Give me a hot minute. Oh, no, you know what? Your underline is talking to me. Now, this is interesting. Okay, so I'll show you the cards. You got the King of Air, Page of Earth, Ace of Fire. Okay, maybe this is what leads into the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Water. So this is a weird message. I don't know if you're dealing with a child around you, or it's just your inner child. So take it as you will with that. But this King of Air almost feels like a mentor type of energy. So there could be someone around you, or even your own guides. There could be a guide, someone who's preparing to mentor you into some sort of new beginning. But this card, this Ace of Fire, to me feels like home. And it's the kind of home that's going to be different for everyone. It's, I describe it as like that really comfy, cozy, a sense of adventure and excitement and life is full of possibilities feeling. But, you know, after you've been out on a cold day and you start trekking your way back home, you can see the glowy light in the windows. You can smell the wood burning stove. You can smell whatever grandma's cooking in the, like, it's just that feeling. So however, wherever, whatever, if you can find that for yourself somewhere in your life where it is, like to me, it's been out in the woods, wandering around with a dog, finding all sorts of cool little things, and then realizing, oh, it's getting cold and dark, I better get back. And then you see the house on the hill and the windows are glowing and this, like, it's that feeling. So it's, oh my gosh, the 10 of Cups. So you're being guided. I don't know if you're being guided specifically by someone older around you, like a physical presence. It is. It's almost like your child, the child you going back home. There it is. I mean, this is it. There's the page. This is what I just described. The page of Earth. I mean, I really wasn't dressed like this. I was just dressed in normal kid clothes. But maybe you were dressed like this when you did those sort of adventures. It's a sense of adventure, but it takes you back home. It's taking you back to something that you forgot perhaps when you were younger, is your blind spot here. And it leads you to the 10 of Cups. It leads you to almost your spiritual, Aquarius. Okay, your spiritual journey, of course, started in your youth. For all of us, it really does. And then that is usually, hopefully, for most of you, there are points in time in that youthfulness where you just were abandoned in discovery. You know, when you were in an environment where you were safe and able to do that, but not hand in hand with someone, right? Like this kid isn't. This kid is kind of walking on the rock, out and just doing their own thing, learning how to navigate life. It's like that energy, but coming back to it. So it's almost like a full circle in your spiritual development with the 10 of Water. It's a much more mature, it's almost as if looking at this you starting off like this page of Earth, and then here you are full circle. Maybe you have a bit of a beer belly, I don't know. Maybe you got a little cake belly, whatever that could be. It's a happy belly. And it's happiness. It really is. And being a 10, it is some sort of completion. The 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles to me are also energies that are difficult to break down. You know, we can have the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. It is a completion, but it's also about having to end some things, or being in an ending, being in something difficult. The King of Air, you know, it feels more and more. I know I could say, well, you could be saying, well, that's us, Cindy. We're the King of Air. I don't know. Maybe you are. I mean, maybe these are two aspects of your inner self. Sometimes I feel like I'm literally talking to you guys. It feels like you're two aspects of your inner self. The older, more mature you coming into alignment with the younger, youthful spirit and Ace of Fire driven. This is just, I mean, this is, to me, any page really does hold the Ace of Fire. What shall we find today? What new place will I go to that no one's gone before? It has that level of excitement, but this is cautious. This is the most cautious of all the pages, but also the most grounded into earth, the most fairy-like. I'm really feeling like, Aquarius, that many of you, like when you were younger, you had sort of this connection to earth. And it was really untainted, very untainted connection to earth on some level. Whether that was just once a year you got to go to some kind of a camp and there was your own special place where you would walk in the woods, or I don't know, or you grew up in the woods. I don't know what it is, but this was untainted. And this King of Air is more, so I'm listening to you. I literally feel like you guys are talking to me in this reading. And I'm going, okay, well, that, yeah, I could see it like that. This King of Air is you now. But these two become blended. And when these two become blended, you hit the 10 of Cups. Because this is not connected like this Page of Earth is to the earth. This is almost getting to earth and going, holy crap, you know, after a few spins around in rotations. This place is not what I expected. It kind of feels like that. You know, an Aquarius being like, come on, look at it. It's there. It's a very, very air, very cosmically driven. And then, you know, this is not, the things going on down here are not exactly as the cosmos we were hoping things would be going. But yeah, when you were here, when you were in this element, when you first entered Earth, you were of Earth. This is the detachment. If you have felt a detachment somehow, you are no longer, it's going back home. And look at this, Ace of Fire is on the ground. It's on the ground. You are going to find some very deep inspiration that's going to bring you back to the sense of wonder and exploration and joy and losing track of time, because that's what I described. Just, you know, I'm going to follow this path. Look at those mushrooms. I've never seen mushrooms like that. What is that bird singing over there? There's so much wonder. And then, and then finding tadpoles and salamanders and, what are they doing in here? It's that energy of bringing that in. These two coming together. It's the adult, it's almost the cynical, clinical adult meeting up with little you. Little you with the ripped pants and the muddy boots and the dirty fingernails and going, there's something beautiful here. God, I love this reading. I like where you're taking me. We gotta go to those other cards. I haven't even touched the other card yet. This is the point right here. This is almost where these two energies become blended. In this Ace of Fire, there's something that you're going to experience that almost, and it could be like walking into a place and you smell it. For me, it was my grandmother's homemade bread. That's the one thing I miss the most. I can't buy any bread anywhere. That's like how my grandmother used to make it. And I used to wait and wait and wait. And she would take it out of the oven. She would say, you can't eat it yet. It's still too hot. So it just smelled the butter on it. Just smelled the butter on it. It was so good. But like that smell, like you've never found that anywhere. And it could be a sound. Maybe it's a song or a poem, or I don't know what it is. Or just, there's something here. And going back to it. And it's absolute joy, Aquarius. It's absolute joy because you can keep this energy. That's the key here. You can keep this and it will always be guarded by this part of you. So it stays safe. It's almost like you can go on for the rest of your life after having this moment. And it stays safe because it will always be guarded by this aspect of you that almost had to go through. And it's more like all of the man-made and human-made elements of existence on Earth, and recognizing all of it and understanding it very clearly and knowing how to navigate it like a boss, the King of Air. But this little part of you will never be touched. So it's safe. You're always there. You can go anywhere. Always got your back kind of energy. I'm glad you were talking to me in this reading. I really do feel, though, that this is a spirit guide. as well. I want to put my little part in. I mean, I am the reader. So I would like to say that this King of Air feels like it's also protecting and guarding you. And maybe that's a part of the sense. Like you sense it. You will sense it and know it. And know that this little child in you is safe. This is so happy. I love it. Oh my, I almost like I'm trying not to get emotional because it's almost that feeling of like going home. You found it. How is that possible? Oh, almost afraid to pull out these other cards, right? Like this is like magic. It's kind of magic energy, but it's not the kind of magic that, oh, well, that was easy. Look at me. I did that. No, it's having to become the King of Swords. That's a pretty strong journey. Could also be a lot of study, research, historical understanding, too. I mean, the King of Swords is also someone who's, I mean, usually most of the tarot deck, he's got a shitload of books around him. Let's see. We're going to pull out one card here. I'm really curious why I was called to go to this deck. The Ten of Water. This is the blind spot, and the underline is sort of the journey and the explanation of the alchemizing of early, that's too many, earth, it's a lot. Early you and seasoned you becomes the Buddha. And isn't the Buddha sort of the eternal child? The Ace of Swords. It's another ace. Wow. It's funny. I didn't think these cards would talk to me much, but because, you know, the artwork is not terribly, you know, deeply layered. Okay, I'm getting two things. I know it's not Detroit, but I'm hearing Detroit. For some of you, something to do with Detroit. That's very specific. Something extreme happened to somebody in Detroit. That's okay. I'm just hearing. I don't know who that's for. Gosh, it sounds like one in a few thousand. So that's the message. Now, the other thing I'm getting with this sword, it sits so clearly, almost as if all of this shrubbery from your past, all of the adventures through the woods, the adventure through earth, it's all like very dense. And then here, the vines are much thinner, but yet they still grow, but nothing grows over your truth. Nothing grows over this Ace of Swords. So it's like coming out of a density. That's really it. Because earth is very dense compared to, well, earth in the 3D realm is very dense. And it is a dense planet compared to most, like even just scientifically, it's a dense planet. So your truth is about to go beyond the density that you grounded into when you got here. You're connecting. This is not just a spiritual awakening. It's a spiritual accomplishment. Yeah, that's what this is. This is a spiritual accomplishment. The King of Air, the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, that's some balance to keep there. The Page of Earth, the Knight of Wands. I love that because this energy supports this sort of tippy toe, very gentle. I mean, he's barefoot, you know, don't stub your toe, don't step on a sharp stick. But this energy allows you to move forward. The Knight of Wands. Quickly towards this Ace of Fire, Ace of Wands. Plants and birds is the Ace of Fire. See, like for a lot of, I just had to translate what some of these were because they don't have. Now, it's a 3 again. Why am I saying again? Why am I saying it's a 3 again? It reminds me of the Empress. Again, it's the 3 again. It's the Empress again. The Ace of Fire and the plants and birds. But that's just the most perfect place to be going from what I've described. Is the Empress in the woods with the plants and the birds, but yet it's a beautiful home. I don't know, maybe for some of you, you're going to live in the woods in a beautiful little cabin with glowy lights, a smoky stove, and homemade bread in the oven. Damn, I'm going to come over in with you. Sounds really nice. This is going home like you've never gone home before, Aquarius. It's a spiritual accomplishment and almost the reward at the end of that. So the Fortune card, like the Wheel of Fortune, I guess, you know, with this King of Air, circumstance has, you know, but this feels like you changing the circumstances around you. Taking yourself from a very precarious position. This person is not really able to move left or right. If there's even like the slightest of physical adjustment, you're going to tip. So always being really, really cautious too with the Page of Earth and moving beyond that now into the Knight of Wands. Moving quickly. So you're picking up speed. You are picking up speed, Aquarius. Judgment. Oh, and the Magician, and the Sun, and the King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Is this all upright? No, it's not. And then the Eight of Swords. A full stop at the Ace of Wands. A full stop at the Ace of Wands. The Judgment card. The Magician. The Light, or I just look at it as the Sun. The King of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands. And the Eight of Swords. The Ace of Wands is this Ace of Fire here that has the Empress, the plants and the birds. That's the full stop. You stop. It's a full stop. So when this happens, when you get there, it's a full stop. You don't move from this cycle. With this Judgment card, all of these other people are so distracted, they don't even see what the fuck is going on. Like, it's just, like this angel is coming from the heavens, and all these other people here are just like bickering with each other. I said, no. Like, the hell? There's one person who's turned around and gone, holy shit, what the hell is happening over here? Like, it's like a holy shit moment. This is a spirit, it is a spiritual awakening, but it's almost as if you've already had that. It's like a holy shit. The hell is this? And it's kind of that sense of believing in magic. Believing in magic, honey. But that is also the Page of Earth, because there's nothing. Why do kids come down to Earth and they believe that anything can freaking happen? Anything. Anything, because there's no constraints in the spiritual realm. So it takes a real big hot minute, and each kid is different, to kind of realize, wow, gravity sucks. Gravity can, like, yeah, gravity's working on me here. Oh, there's other people on the planet. If I bump into them, it kind of hurts. It's all of that like we don't come here with a natural instinct, whereas a lot of animals kind of sort of do. Like, most animals are up and running within 5 minutes. It take a long time to get ourselves grounded here. But this is bringing that back into magic. Being the magician, creating your wish fulfillment. It's a 2, which is also, to me, that's kind of like the High Priestess. Wow, the Magician and the High Priestess. But this has the Sun. So isn't this an interesting deck, the different ways that you can read this? That's 3 major arcana. There's your spiritual awakening, and you are coming into your spiritual accomplishment. And the King of Pentacles, abundant. Look at me. Look, don't be showy. I've got this big coin here. Look, it even got my head on it. It is kind of like arrogant. I should really touch up on my French. But anyways, but it's as if what you've made, like what you get, what you accomplish, it's yours. Like you did it because it's got your face on the coin. I just seeing that. Look at me on the coin. And then the Ace of Wands, which is here. So that's what led up. And then you don't move. You don't move from that. It's a beautiful place. You won't want to move from that. And that's it. And it's all reversed. Wow. That's so interesting. I'm glad I picked those up, these cards. Wow, there we go. I'm going to go do the extended and yeah, see where that goes. It's a beautiful reading, Aquarius. Congratulations. It's really beautiful. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.